Yeah, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Huh. What up? What up? Good evening and welcome. Wait, what? Is that the name of the show? Wait, what? SM Enlightenment Radio in full effect. Yeah. We're just here chilling. Myself, the great Doc P, along with Raven from Vape Pro, 132 Mendon Road, Cumberland, Rhode Island. One of our sponsors for the, SM Enlightenment Radio. SM Enlightenment Radio in full effect. Hey, we're making moves, man, Both of our businesses are like, look like it's striving there, or thriving, should I say. Huh? What's going on, man? You expanded, we expanded.
Sometimes I'm just barely making it. See, here's the thing.
Well, you make it look good, brother.
I try to make it look good. Like it was, I try to do that Buzz Lightyear thing. I try to fall forward style.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of businesses out there right now that are struggling. We're not the only ones. But, hey, you keep reinventing and treading water and making things happen, expanding. What's your secret, brother?
The thing with expanding is that you have to invest cash, so you kind of move backwards a little bit to be able to move forward.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You got to reinvest. So money that you wouldn't have normally have spent, you have to spend. So now it puts you a little bit deeper backwards so you can go forwards.
But
does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. But there's still decisions involved there, brother. You know what I'm saying? How do you decide what to spend the money on and what not to? You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of choices there. So, and of course, everything in business and in life all comes down to choices. So, it's those right choices.
Yep.
And being able to assess.
And don't forget that. Don't forget it was owned by somebody else. I just run it for my friend. That's it.
Right.
So.
Right.
But I make the decisions, and it is my decisions, and I will toot my own horn that and I have help from my wife, so it makes it
shout out to Terry.
The decisions. Shout out to Terry, but will we make Terry C's? When I make a decision, I run it by her, or she'll say, is this a good idea and that. And I think about it, and sometimes I go, nah, I don't want to do that. But then down the road, I'll change my mind because circumstances make me change my mind. Like bringing in the hookah stuff. Hookah's big. There's cash in hookah, so I brought it in. At first, I didn't want to bring it in, but now I brought it in. I didn't want to bring in the water bowl, the water pipes and everything else, but I still brought them in because that's where the market is.
Right, but
sometimes you're right and sometimes you're wrong.
But I think the thing that really opened things up is for the hookah market is just the fact that we had this damn pandemic, and so many people are used to going out and getting because hookah seemed like it was turning into more of a public social thing, whereas people was going to clubs and lounges and hookah bars and just
Hookah was getting big, Hookah was getting big, and with certain communities now, it was hookah lounges, and a matter of fact, once this pandemic calms down a little bit, I'm thinking about opening up a hookah lounge for the store.
What? You heard it first, right here. Now, what? Same location?
You
Same
know,
location?
yeah, upstairs. Yeah, upstairs. Yeah.
Uh-oh. That's going to be hot. That's going to be hot, man.
I
You
hope
know what
so.
I'm saying?
I hope so.
So them hookah bars,
I really do hope so.
they serve alcohol in there too, right? So it's like a bar, like a lounge, you know? You have a bartender?
I
and all
think
that?
some of them do. So you know, like that'd be like a lounge. But I don't know if we can get a liquor license. You know, I got a liquor store downstairs.
Right.
So I could probably do at the spot BYOB. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Bring your own booze. You know,
Nice.
and see what happens there. How come we don't have anybody in
Lounge.
chat? What the hell happened?
Yeah, well, hey, we didn't
No
tell
chat?
people, People come on through. We're actually going out to a couple of different forums all at the same time, so we're not going to be able to see everything. But you know what? One thing I wanted to ask you is, I mean, business-wise, do you see things picking up? I mean, and we're here in the Northeast, in the state of Rhode Island. I mean, businesses starting to rebound a little bit.
Things will pick up. Like Massachusetts, they just did a massive ban on a lot of things, so a lot of people are coming to Rhode Island. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which it's good for Rhode Island. I hope our governor don't mess it up. You know what I mean? It's better for us. You're gonna hear a fire truck in a little bit. I live right down the street from a hospital, so.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember those days when I used
So,
to do that.
So I think it's going to come back. I really do. I don't think like it's dead. We're surviving. Right now,
Yeah.
we're surviving, which is good. The beach not doing anything. So yeah. We'll come back. I don't have any doubts in that. I don't have any doubts in that.
And when we do come back,
I told my boss that I wanted to get. Some stuff in, some hookah stuff in, and
right.
the first day we actually advertised and opened for hookah stuff, I think that was like the first two days. I say 2.5 days. We basically made our investment back.
Word. In 2 days. 2 days.
Well, 2.5 days, say.
This damn smoke business.
Look.
That's the business to be in. It seemed like
A lot of places now. This sounds cruel to say, and I don't mean it in any bad way. Okay, let's get this straight. All right,
he's gonna mean.
I don't mean this in any bad way, but it's the only way that I can properly explain. There are stores, no matter what, vape shops, convenience stores, whatever, right?
Right.
They'll see something like, oh, well, this has been banned in this state. People are coming here. I'm going to jack up my prices. Why do that? All right. Why take advantage of somebody when you can, get more customers, with decent prices? See, there's an old saying, and this is what I mean. Like, don't take this wrong. There's an old saying: you can fleece a sheep 1,000 times, but you can only slaughter it once.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So you can still get the fleece, still get the wool, make your sweaters and everything else. But if you slaughter it, that's done. If you treat your customers bad, you give them high prices, you screw them on prices, you take advantage of them, that's slaughtering your customers. They might buy for you that day, but they're never coming back.
Yeah.
They're going to go find a cheaper place.
That's like burning a bridge, brother, right?
But if you give them the prices that they want, that's right. That's right. If you give them the prices that they want at a decent price, knowledgeable, friendly service, they're always going to come back to you. Always.
That's right.
Always going to come back. And I'll be honest with you. People come to my shop, I bust their balls. But they always come back because they know that, A, I'm joking around. I'm making them feel like they're a part of everything. You know what I mean? They're just not a customer. There's somebody that means something to the store.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're just not an everyday customer. You know, we gave away like flavor concentrates. We've been giving a lot of it away. You know, like here, you know, like do that. Can you buy this? You buy that. Here, I'll give you this for free. You know, there was a girl. You can check on my Google. There was a girl. She was out of state. She was only in the state for a wedding. She lost a bottle of juice. Blah blah blah. She didn't have enough of cash, so she tells me, and I can only go by what people tell me. So
Right.
I gave her. Now we used to have when flavors were in. We had a small bottle of flavor that a company sent me to try. Okay.
Right.
I didn't even open it, but I didn't like the flavor, so I just gave it to her. It was no big deal. I didn't care. She cared. I mean, that meant a lot to her. I meant so much to her. She posted something on Google. I didn't tell her to post anything on Google. You know what I mean? I never
Right.
tell anybody. But you know, whatever's posted there, you know, that's there. You know,
Well, that's the important thing. Is
there's a lot of
the
hard
way
work. Like
the way that you treat people. The way that you treat people is like super important. You know, and you know when it
Yep.
comes to customer service, and we've spoken about it a lot on the AC Brown show that airs on Sundays on SM Enlightenment Radio. Whereas we talked about customer service when you have a small business and how important it is to make sure that the people that you touch, that you come into contact with, walk away from you feeling good about that interaction. You know what I mean? They have to feel good
that's
so that they'll come back.
That's it. You know, that's it. That's all. That's it. You want people to have that good feeling, you know, which they do. You know,
Well,
I like to treat people right. You know, I if people are jerks, I'll treat you like a jerk. Trust me, and there's no bigger jerk than me. You know, but if people are nice, I treat them nice. You know, hey, you know, I don't care who you are, what you look like, or anything else like that. As long as you're not a jerk, you treat me good, you treat my wife good, you treat the store good, it's all good. It's all good.
132 Mendon Road, Cumberland, Rhode Island, Vape Pro, okay, for all your vape needs. And now into the 420 accessories, T-shirts, and all that good stuff, and hookah.
T-shirts, hookah.
Yeah. And by the way, all the SM Enlightenment accessories that you see on the site and on the page, such as like, the mask, well, the face coverings is what these are, and also the different T-shirt designs that we have that are all over the place, as you can see. That's a funky one. All done at Vape Pro, 132 Mendon Road.
Those masks, yep, those masks are handmade. Those masks are custom made, handmade. If you put on a mask that doesn't fit you right, my wife will custom make it right to your face.
That's right. And now they got
basically all you do is choose.
They also have the multi-level ones, the fabric ones that you could fit the filter in there. Yeah. So that's a great thing, man. We're going to be sporting that and all that good stuff. So I'm telling you now, live in front of everybody. I'm hoping that before the fall comes in, we figure out some way to do a live broadcast from there, play some music, and have some type of a party, man. Labor Day or something.
Gotta
What do you think?
gotta do something. Gotta
Yeah.
do something. Um, I always wanted to have a store picnic. Always wanted to have a store picnic. Right
But
now,
You get
The
that
the
alien
customer
guy.
base is not set for it.
I like that guy with the
The what?
alien hot dog
What?
truck. Remember the alien hot dog
Oh
truck?
yeah, yep, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have him come through. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
The owner of the building is hopefully, and I wish he would do it. I wish it goes through that he wants to put a flea market, indoor-outdoor flea market there.
Really?
A small one upstairs, indoors. Yep, and in good weather outdoors.
That would be hot. That would be hot,
Oh,
brother.
want to.
Okay. Well, check this out, man.
You gotta apologize for yawning.
Hey, man, I want to thank you for joining me tonight, and I want to thank everybody out there that's been watching. But, if you're in the area, if you're in the immediate area, all right, it is Vape Pro, 132 Mendon Road, Cumberland, Rhode Island. So those of you in Massachusetts, we're right there on the line. Come on through for all of your vape needs, 420 needs, hookah needs, all that good stuff. And we ain't just always going to be talking about business,
Everything.
but,
All good stuff.
we talk about all kinds of stuff. But tonight, I just wanted to do a little bit of an intro, and we could just pop
Yeah.
on live from time to time. So
Yeah,
you
a little
never
bit of
know when
intro.
we're coming at you. You
Let's
never know
talk-
when we're
yeah,
coming
we can
at
talk
you.
about we can talk about music and stuff. Yeah, music, politics. Sometimes you got to show the bad and the good. So hey, it all comes.
You
it all
never
comes down.
know.
you know.
You never know when
I
they're
do want
coming
to
at
say
you.
one thing. I do want to say one thing.
Uh-huh.
I do want to say one thing. It's a bum deal, as people have heard. Maybe whatever religion you're in, maybe you can send your good thoughts to the family of the 5-year-old that got shot outside his house in front of his family.
Yeah,
That was bad.
That's been
You know.
happening. That's been happening in a lot of cities, brother. Children randomly getting killed. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And
Just remember, man, the kids don't have anything to do with anything. They're
Yeah.
just kids. They're
well,
just kids.
there's a lot of layers to those problems, and a lot of layers.
Yeah.
A lot of layers. So, it's crazy.
But keep your thoughts out. Every time you hear somebody, that gets shot or something like that, just think good thoughts for that family, for what they were going through, for what they're going through now.
Well, in a lot of ways,
That's
the
all.
gun violence is a symptom. It is not the problem. It's a lot of things are. It's a symptom of a lot of uncorrected, deep-rooted stuff. And we can get into that. You know what I'm saying? We can get into that. Maybe
I even
sometime
think-
this weekend.
I even
about
think that. I even think it goes down to like the upbringing and parenting of people, of kids, of youth. When we were growing up, our parents were not our friends. They were our parents. You know what I mean? They were. They joke around and that. But now you have parents that party with their kids, and and they're right alongside. I don't know, the lack of discipline, I think, because when you can testify to this, and a lot of other people as we're going to watch this can testify to this, you wouldn't mess up that bad. You kick when you go home.
Well, there's been
You knew that you were going to be in
dysfunction.
some deep crap when you got
Yeah,
home.
but there's been dysfunctional families from the beginning of time. I think what it is now, what we're seeing is that it's so
Of
much
course.
more. It's been so much more out in the open, so much more out in the open and in your face, and the repercussions of that dysfunction. It's hitting harder now, and we're feeling it deeper. And
Yeah.
like I say, I mean, there are a lot of causes to dysfunction, in the families and so on and so forth. And hey, it's a deeper issue, man. We could be up here all night talking about it.
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot. See, what helps me is that I grew up on the streets. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I had a family that didn't care. I had to care about myself. I grew up in gangs. You know what I mean? I've been in a lot of crap in my life. I've seen a lot of stuff in my life. But I'm one of the few that didn't take a negative and turn it into more of a negative. I took my
Right.
negative and turned it into a positive because I didn't want to be that way. Now, I'm not saying I was no angel. Trust me, I had my share of crap. I had my share of running with the law. I had my share of drugs and everything else. You know what I mean? So I've been there. It's not like I'm just talking like I don't know. You know what I mean? I haven't been there. I've lived in a vacuum, all these years. Look at me. You know what I mean? So I understand. I've seen dysfunctional families. I've seen families that wow, you shouldn't even have kids. I've seen families where okay, the kids are doing good, everybody's doing good, but there's still problems financially or something. You know what I mean? So the kids not getting off because they're being treated badly, but because the parents have, what I'm saying? So the parents aren't there all the time because they have to work. They got to provide for this family. So I've seen that too. I've seen drugs. I've seen all sorts of stuff. Believe me. Some we'll get into it. We'll get maybe a little bit of the stuff I've seen in my past. Stuff like that. Not too personal stuff, but
We'll get into something. We'll start.
But I understand.
Yeah, we're gonna start airing something with you on Sundays.
You also look at, and I'm one of the. Yeah. I'm one of the rare people that look at it like this. Yes, the person did a crime. Okay. Yes, the person went off and killed a bunch of people, which is totally wrong. Totally wrong, right? But why did he do it? Or why did she do it? Why did this person snap? You know what I mean? What caused this person to snap that somebody missed?
There's a lot of violent crime that happens as a result of mental illness. But, so say, for instance, the death penalty. I mean, are you a believer in that?
Do I believe in the death penalty? My religion, I don't believe in killing anything. So I can't, say, yes, I believe in it. But then on the other hand, do we want our taxpayers' dollars paying for somebody for the rest of their life in jail? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You skipped out on me there. So if you said something, I didn't hear you. So I don't know. I really don't think that. I don't know. If it comes right down to it, if I was held down to having a permanent answer, no, I don't believe in the death penalty.
I got to remind people, this is Ravens World.
Depending on the crime, I think the segment should be called. Wait, what?
Well, we'll make
That's
that
what
banner
think.
too.
I think that's more appropriate. Huh?
We'll make that banner too.
Yeah. Wait, what? So
there you go.
You know,
That's funny.
it's a lot of things, especially that is a touchy subject, because there are people out there that have been in violent crimes and that they want the death penalty, that they figure that that's their justice, that's going to be their closure, and there are people out there that don't want the death penalty because they think it's inhumane, it's cruel, it's so that's a touchy subject. How do you feel about the death penalty?
Well, to me, it's a subjective thing. I have to personally say that there's there are some crimes, some things that people can do, like crimes against children and so on and so forth. I just don't really see where there's a spot for you in society sometimes, when you're that sick, if you're that sick and if you can't be healed, I don't know, then you're more like a cancer that needs to be cut out of society. There's sometimes when I actually feel like that, when I hear about certain crimes, whether or not it's wrong or right,
this, though?
But it's just I'm just being honest with the way that I feel. I'm not saying that killing is good.
I've seen people get go to jail for crimes they didn't commit, blamed for crimes they didn't commit, and they had to take pleas or whatever because of the circumstances at hand. Okay, and you've read about people that's been put to the death, right? That's been put to death. 4 years go by, 5 years. Oh shit, he was innocent. Oops. Now what? You just killed an innocent man.
Yeah. So, in terms of just the twisted way that the criminal justice system works, especially in certain regions and in certain situations, and then when you have other factors involved, there's first of all, the jails, the prisons are disproportionately filled with people of color, black and brown people, and it's the system is harsher on my people of color. So just to it's easier to get life and these harsher sentences, whereas a lot of times our white counterparts don't get sentenced like that. So that's where it's really tricky. And
see, here's the thing. Here's the tricky thing. Here's the tricky thing about that. All right, as you know, I don't see color. You know what I mean? I have a lot of black.
You got to watch out when people say that. When people say that, I get nervous. I get nervous when people say that.
Wait a minute. Let me go. Okay.
Okay.
I think the majority. I think I only have, and you can ask my wife. I think I only have 2 white friends. The rest are Spanish, Puerto Rican, white. Black. You know what I mean? There are other nationalities, because that's the way that I was raised. Because, like I said before, don't forget, I was brought up on the streets. You know what I mean? I didn't have a little cozy home to go to, and mommy and daddy's going to go, oh, everything's going to be all right. I didn't have that. You know what I mean? I had the people
so you grew up, you were disenfranchised. You were disenfranchised.
So that's why I don't see color. I don't see color. I've had statistics thrown at me about this, about that. You can't judge an apple.
Yeah.
You
may not see color.
One bad apple in the whole bunch.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you on that, And, you may not see color or may not feel as though that you do, but I mean, we all, we all deal with it, and we either are the benefited or the under benefited of it, and from situation to situation. I mean, I understand you grew up in a disenfranchised type of disposition and setting, and so you could appreciate, the struggle that a lot of people are going through, just because you came up in that, but
I do. I
mean,
understand it, but you have to understand too. You have to understand too that when somebody does something and they do something wrong, right? Stupid. Hold on a second. Stupid gaming. And they do something wrong and they get caught doing it. They can't blame somebody else for the mistakes that they have made. You know what I mean? If somebody goes and robs a store, I don't give a shit what color you are. You go rob a store, you know what I mean? And the clerk behind the counter beats the crap out of you, and you asked for it. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have robbed the store. That would never have happened. You know what I mean? And that's the way it was, even growing up too. Even growing up. Oh man, the cops did this, or this guy did that, and we would always say, "Well, stupid! If you didn't go and do that, that would never have happened." So how can you blame somebody for something that you caused?
True, but
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's a fine line you're dancing on, because especially when it comes to law enforcement and stuff like that, and just the climate of things out here. A lot of times people get accused for things that they didn't do, and or just automatically presumed guilty, just because of their color or just because of where they come from, So, it's.
See, I have an outlook on that, and a lot of my friends back me on my outlook on that. When it comes to something like that, that's like talking about religion and politics. You know what I mean? There's two things you don't talk about: religion and politics, because it always ends up in a beef, and people always end up taking it the wrong way. People always go, "Oh yeah, there's freedom of speech." My speech, not yours. I can say whatever the hell I want to say, but you can't say whatever you want to say, and I can't. But I can say whatever I want to say, but you have to take it. That's the way a lot of people are. So that's why you just say, "Well, okay, I just stay out of it." I'll keep my opinions in my pocket, and that is it. I go like this. I just keep right in my shirt.
Well, they say what opinions are like. It's one of those things that everybody has, and I guess that's just the way that it is at the end of the day.
But it seems like when you're talking about opinions, it seems like some people's opinions they feel are more than other opinions. Like I say, there's two sides to everything. There's three sides actually: my side, your side, and the truth. So, but people don't want to hear the other person's opinion. They want to get mad. You know what I'm saying? Instead of seeing where they're coming from, I always see where somebody else is coming from. I always do. Always. I always see what somebody. I like to give everybody a fair shot in life. You know what I mean? I like to see where they're coming from. I understand that. And then, okay, if my opinion is not going to get through, or my opinion is going to get people mad or something, all right, I just back off. But at the same thing, they expect me not to get mad at their opinion if I disagree. You know what I'm saying? So there's people out there that'll say to you, Doc, they'll say, "Oh, no, you're wrong. I don't care. No, you're wrong." See, right there, your opinion went right out the window. So who cares? Who cares?
Right.
It's freedom of speech as long as it's their speech. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, okay, I can see where you're coming from. I can see where he's coming from. I can see where she's coming from. Now maybe we're all coming from different aspects, and stuff. But if you look at the greater whole, you're probably all agreeing on the same thing, just in a different way.
Well, and that's the reality is that we're all a lot more similar than we are different. And, people tend to forget that.
Look, man, we all bleed red. We all bleed red. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. We all wipe our ass when we take a crap. We all do this. No one does anything different than anybody else. I don't care what nationality you are, whatever you are. You do it the same exact, unless you're a different species. We're all humans. Humans, no matter what color we are, we're all humans.
Yeah,
Humans have to be respected, not
I agree with you.
disrespected,
I
not
agree with you on that,
stereotyped,
brother.
not
Yeah.
stereotyped, right? Not stereotyped, but all treated all equally. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say. I guess.
Well,
like I
as
told
it
you
is,
before.
as it
Like
is.
I told you before, I was ridiculed by the cops and everything else. If a cop heard heavy metal music being blared from my car when I was a kid, right? You think they're going to just walk up to my car and go, "Hey, how you doing?" No, bullshit. They're hugging my ass and doing one of these, looking in my car while the other cop's looking in the other side. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
You know what I mean? So
I hear you.
if
But
they hear,
but
so
there's kids.
that's with
There's kids that have actually gotten murdered, like killed, for playing hip hop. Whereas like some white dude drove us to like turn that crap off and just kill people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's.
I understand that. I understand immensely. But they're only you can only go by what you see.
Right.
What I'm saying? You can only. All right. Let me tell you this. This bothered me. This was the only one of the only things. There's a couple of things, but this is one of the things that bothered me. Me and my friends were getting out of a con. We went to a concert, right? We wanted to go to a Dunkin' Donuts to get a coffee. Okay, something because we're all messed up. We just wanted to clear our heads, get some coffees, whatever, orange juice, whatever, some donuts. We got out of the car, and there was a car, and right next to me, there was a car full of some black gentlemen. We got out of the car, they locked the doors. My friend went, "You just locked the doors, really?" And we were in the hood. We're in, you know what I mean? And that kind of like, so you stereotyped us because of the way we looked and because of the way, you know what I'm saying? So it happens in everything. Everything. Chinese people do it. You know what I mean? White people do it. Spanish people do it. You know what I mean? Everybody does it. Everybody stereotypes everybody else.
Everybody does it, but I'm telling you, I will still maintain that being black in America, being black in the world in most cases, but especially in this country here, your melanin is, it's like a scarlet letter. It's like a bad mark to some people that automatically treats you a certain way, and the sickness is so deep that sometimes people of color treat themselves and each other worse than they would treat white people, just because that self-hate is just so deep. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there's no way that people that are outside that community would understand or really, you can't really equate.
I was 17 years old. I was 17 years old, okay? And I dated this really nice black girl. She was really nice, really, really nice.
Right.
Personality, everything, right? Her grandmother, as old as dirt, knew Moses by his first name, okay? She was there when they invented dirt. That's how old this lady was. Come up to me, grab my arm, very squeakily said, "Can you bring me to the store?" I went, "Sure, get in the car." Bring it to the store, right? She wouldn't go to the store down the street because she didn't like the black people in that store. And that's what she said. Dude, almost knocked me out of the car. I mean, like, I was like stunned at the stop sign for a while. Like, I can't believe that you said that. You know what I mean? To me personally, I would have gone in the store. I don't give a crap. I would go in the store. I don't care who's in the store. I don't care, you know. I'm going to go in the store. I'll get what I got to get, and and leave. But it bothered her. And I never asked her why or anything. I was young. Like I said, I was 17 years old. But that stuck in my head to this day. You know what I mean? And I've seen it with white people too. No, I don't want to go in that store because that white guy in there or that whatever guy in there, he's a jerk or whatever. I want to go to this store here, and then I'm going to a Spanish store or another store. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And in my neighborhood around here, there's a lot of Spanish stores. That's why I said Spanish, you know. So I've seen it both ways. You know what I mean? I've seen own races stereotype other races. I've been stereotyped by white people all the time. All the time. You know what I'm saying? So because of the way I look. Is that right?
Well,
I got stopped by a cop once. I got stopped by a cop once. I was at a red light. The cop was right alongside me, parked in the parking lot, right? I drove 40 feet, right? He pulled me over. He said, "You know why I stopped you?" I said, "Why? Because I have long hair and tattoos." "Why else would you stop me? Why else?" He goes, "You were speeding." I'm like, "Look, my car is not that fast. All right, I was driving. I was driving a Toyota 4Runner at the time, 4-wheeled out and everything. There's no way that I could break the speed limit in 40 feet. It's not happening. It's not a Lamborghini. Okay. And if I was going that fast, how'd you stop me at 40 feet? So see, I got stereotyped too. And I was like, and I said to him, "Dude, your reason why you stopped me is I got long hair and tattoos." And then I said to him, "I want the speeding ticket." You know what he said? "I'm going to let you off with a warning." And I went, "A warning? No, I want the ticket. Give me the ticket. I want to go to court. I want the ticket."
Well.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you know, if I was in that situation, I wouldn't even have, you know, the liberty of to be able to talk to the officer like that. I'd just be like, you know, making sure that I got through the situation okay. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not one of those because, you know, crap is too volatile out here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I'm just, hey, whatever it is.
We were in, my friends was driving, right? And we were in part of town, whatever. He made a right-hand turn on red. In my state, you can make a right-hand turn on red. Okay? Town cop pulls him over. My buddy's like, "Why'd you stop me?" Right? He says, "Oh, because you blew a red light." And I went, "No, we didn't." He goes, "So I just stopped me." He goes, "Because you blew a red light." I said, "No, you didn't. You stopped me because the guy's black." And I'm a white guy inside the car. That's why you stopped him.
You're
right.
See, you're in there. You see, but the thing is, you're in there advocating for your black friend, and it's, you know, you don't know. I mean, it could have been a really good thing that you was there doing that. You know,
the cop got into the car and drove away.
Look at that.
Had no place to go.
Brother. I don't know, brother.
I think I don't go for that shit. Look, man, what's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong, and and that's it. There is no, I guess, what they call a gray area. It's what's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. If you're going to stereotype someone because of the way they look, or the music they listen to, or the way they dress, you're an asshole. I know I know you don't like swearing. I'm sorry, but that's just the way that I feel about it. You know what I mean? Because you shouldn't judge people by the way they look. You shouldn't judge people by the way, their music is or something. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't. And there's a very good example in the YouTube video, and I've been trying to find it. There was these cops harassing this black gentleman, okay, because he was just standing around. All right. They asked him for his ID. He said,
"Oh yeah,
why?
and it was an FBI guy. It was an FBI.
It was an FBI agent.
I know.
That's right. Oh, wah, you're fired. And that's good. And I'm glad that they got screwed, and I'm glad that they got fired. And you don't do stuff like that. If someone's not bothering you, don't bother them.
But see, so what I'm saying is that it's proof positive that, even though you may not see color, you feel that you don't, the world ain't operating like that. And a lot of this civilization, that we're dealing with, this matrix that we're existing in, was built on.
I agree with you. I agree with
built
you.
on
a lot of your views on that.
Built on separatism, divisiveness, white supremacy, all of that. Whereas somebody just decided that, because they look or they are, come from a certain race or whatever, that they're better. And hey, we're just gonna conquer the world on the basis of that. And we suffer, and overall the world suffers from that ideology, and we all suffer from it. Even if you think that you're benefiting from it, in the long run we all suffer. In the long run, we all suffer from it.
Look, you shouldn't. So. The one thing this world lacks, okay, is respect for each other. That's what this world lacks, is respect. Everybody thinks they're better than the next person. That's why you have Karens, and that's why you have Darrens, and that's why you have all these people butting their nose into other people's business, because it's lack of respect for each other. If we had more respect for each other, okay, the world would be a lot place, and me and you would not be having a conversation like this. But, and you'd be talking about something else.
But that disrespect comes from a sense of entitlement that some folks have, that just think that just because they are of a certain race or disposition or whatever, that they're just better than somebody else. And that's why they feel that they don't have to respect the next person.
You got nationalities like the Jewish people, right? The Jews. They're rich. They're one of the richest out there. They have all the money. You know what I mean? All the money. They're actors. They're businessmen. They're all this stuff. Actresses. They got all the money. And I've seen a few of them act like they're better than people, but then I've seen the majority act like I got here because of luck and hard work. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was poor once myself, and I know how it is. And of course you get the people who think that they're better than everybody because they're driving a fancier car. Well, let me tell you something about driving your fancier car. I could take my car, smash it into your car, and you're going to care a lot more than I will. So your fancy car means crap. Your fancy car means crap. But let me tell you something. This is the way that I see it, and maybe some people should see it like this, okay? When you see somebody who's like, oh, I got a nice fancy car, look at my house. They don't own that house. They don't own that car. The bank owns it. They don't own it. Not that many people own $1 million houses, $100,000 cars. Nobody can own that. The bank owns it. They're paying for that on time. So big crap. Man, if you wanted to go in the hawk, you could do the same thing. You could do the same exact thing. You could drive a nice car, and if you wanted to spend your whole paycheck, you can work 3 jobs. Now look at that person, that same person. He's got to get up, or she's got to get up every day and bust their ass to make sure they make that cash to keep that lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they don't, they lose the lifestyle. Then they feel like they're going to lose their Jones credibility. They're not going to be part of the Joneses anymore.
And you got to keep up with them Joneses, brother.
That's right. So they have to work harder. So who are they? Who are they to judge you, me, or anybody else? Who are they? They're nobody.
Hey, they are people that think that they feel entitled. So, we're running out of time here, brother. So
just because somebody feels entitled don't mean that they're right.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, I agree with you. We'll dig deeper into it. Maybe we'll touch base on Sunday. How's that? And hey, just tune in. Keep us locked. Tune in to SM Enlightenment Radio, okay, for the best feel-good radio. All right. These discussions, are just a separate thing. But when you want to listen to SM Enlightenment Radio, it's that feel-good, baby. And we're
feeling good.
We're family and business friendly, so you can listen to us at work.
We have friends. Me and Doc are friends. So, this ain't a debate. It's just a discussion. And sometimes you have to have both sides of the coin being discussed, or it's not a proper discussion.
Well, what we have is exchanges, brother. That's what we have. So, yeah. So, hey, listen, man. I want you to have a good night, brother. Anybody you want to shout out real quick before we close out?
Oh yeah, Terry's Tees. Terry's Tees.
In the place
Terry's
to be.
Tees.
That's
Terry's
right.
Tees. Give us a call at Vape Pro.
132 Mendon Road, Cumberland, Rhode Island. What's your phone number there that people could call you?
Yeah, phone number is 401-305-5038.
All right. Hey, you've been listening to us live tonight. We just been chilling. Myself, the great Doc P, along with Raven from Vape Pro. And hey, keep it locked to SM Enlightenment Radio. And we thank you for watching. Peace and blessings.